What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. We went from 16 basis points to 390 basis points on short-term money. The mortgage rate on a 30-year mortgage, has gone from 2.7% to 6% in 12 months. We're in the middle of chaos. There is no place to hide. Your choice is.
People are increasingly questioning the reliability of property investments, given the volatile nature of real estate markets. Similarly, the faith in stock market indexes, such as the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, has waned, as these indices have shown minimal growth over the past 2 years amidst significant volatility. A new idea is gaining traction: Bitcoin. Saylor proposes that Bitcoin represents a revolutionary way to encrypt energy or encrypt money, providing a secure store of value that cannot be debased by governments or manipulated by corporations. This decentralized nature of Bitcoin is particularly appealing in an era marked by an all-time low in public trust towards institutions.
People are questioning currency. They're questioning their political thoughts. They're questioning stores of value. And every conventional model, the 60-40 bond model, it's broken. Bonds, for example, are down 20% in the same year where stocks are down 20%. Okay, so that never happened for 20 years. So why does that happen? Because when you drive interest rates to zero, if you can't drive interest rates negative, then there's no way to get bonds to go up. So what we've got is the 60-40 models are broken. Conventional ideas like, oh, I'm just going to store my value by buying property, that's kind of broken in a lot of places. People are losing faith in just investing in property when you see the gyrations of this property. The conventional idea, I'm going to buy S&P index stocks. Well, the S&P is slightly up. NASDAQ is flat over the last 2 years. It blasted up and then it blasted down. So what you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. And the new idea is, what if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. People don't trust governments, right? We're at an all-time low in public trust of institutions. It doesn't matter what government. And they don't trust companies. And why? For good reason, because companies are influenced by governments, right? Right? If you're in America, you're certainly not going to trust a company in China. And if you're in China, you're certainly not going to trust a company in America. And then, a lot of people that don't trust domestic companies, and the Europeans and the Australians don't trust American companies either. So there's a lot of lack of trust. So if I can't trust that, then what can I trust? Where am I going to put my money? I'm going to do a slight detour here, Brian, but this is very interesting that I want to share with your listeners, which is I track the financial market since we embarked on our Bitcoin strategy. So here is what's happened since August 10th, 2020, when we adopted Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. Bitcoin is up 65%. MicroStrategy stock, and MicroStrategy's bought almost $4 billion, not quite, but nearly $4 billion of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy stock is up 66%. So we are tracking slightly ahead of Bitcoin. The S&P is up 14%. The NASDAQ is up 4%. Whoa, 4%. All of big tech is up 4%. Gold is down 18%. And, bonds, the ultra-safe bonds, long-term bonds, down 18%. Oof. So in terms of asset classes, the crazy, volatile Bitcoin is the best performing of all those major assets. And then you can say to yourself, well, I'm just going to invest in stocks. Okay, let's look at big tech. Google's up 37%, Apple's up 32%, Microsoft's up 16%, Amazon is down 22%, Facebook is down 45%, and Netflix is down 52%. Okay. MicroStrategy, little MicroStrategy, no one ever heard of, up 66%. Would you have guessed that a mid-sized software company, low growth, mid-sized software company nobody ever heard of, would outperform Google in the last 2 years by a factor of 2? And so last point I make, we compete against companies 100 times as big as us. Oracle, 100 times bigger than us. They're up 25%, IBM's up 3%, Salesforce is down 23%, SAP's down 47%. Okay, so what is the lesson of that? The lesson is we're in the middle of chaos. There is no place to hide. Your choice is you could buy gold, but gold is dead metal and it's just getting ground into the dirt, right? I can seize your gold. Gold is the half-life of money, and gold is 35 years. And you can't put gold on 8 billion iPhones. So the problem is there's no tech in gold, and it was a good idea in the 19th century, and it's centralized, governments can seize it, and the gold miners keep debasing it. They keep mining more gold, right? In the best year, you get 2% more. In the worst year, someone seizes a bunch of gold, dump it on the market, you get more than 2%. So people are looking for a safe haven. What's it going to be? Property in Africa? Property in Venezuela? You can't have property in North Korea. Property in Argentina? A business? A business where? A business in Argentina where the currency collapses? What good are your cash flows if the currency that you generate the cash flows are collapses in value? So
Saylor also critiques traditional safe havens like gold and property. Gold, often seen as a hedge against economic uncertainty, has significant drawbacks. Its value can be manipulated by governments, it has a long half-life, and it lacks the technological integration necessary for the modern digital economy. Similarly, property investments are fraught with risks, particularly in politically and economically unstable regions. He argues that conventional ideas about storing value through tangible assets like property or precious metals are outdated. In today's interconnected and digitized world, these assets are no longer as reliable or secure as they once were.
We probably need to look at some new ideas because the old ideas just don't work anymore. And there's no intellectually honest person that would say, yeah, everything I believed in 2019 or 2018, it's all still true. I haven't changed any of my opinions about anything. I mean, everybody's had a place in their life where they've been jarred and stunned, and now they're trying to make sense of it. So the question is, how do we move forward? And to summarize on Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is it's very volatile. It's getting jerked around. All risk assets are getting jerked around. If you look at one of the more interesting things, right? The 2-year the 2-year Treasury was 16 basis points a year ago, and it's currently like 3.9%. We went from 16 basis points to 390 basis points on short-term money. The mortgage rate on a 30-year mortgage, has gone from 2.7% to 6% in 12 months, right? The yield curve is inverted. You get paid higher interest on a 2-year loan to the federal government than on a 30-year loan. The 30-year loan is 350 basis points. So summary of all this, it's this. We had an unprecedented expansion of the money supply in March of 2020, where we just pegged interest rates to zero. And the bankers said, we're going to keep interest rates at zero for the next 4 years. They literally implied, they said, not until 2024 will we raise interest rates. Okay, well, that's one panic. And now we've got the other extreme, which is the fastest tightening of the money supply, like one of those oh crap moments. Oops, I think we overdid it on one side. Now we overdid it on the other side. And what you see is risk assets. They're all getting hammered down, Bitcoin included. But look, all financial assets, bonds hammered 20%, NASDAQ hammered 30%, S&P gold hammered, silver hammered, and Bitcoin hammered. But on the other hand, tangible assets, oil, natural gas, food, any type of energy, they're all shooting up. Right. And I think people are going through this moment where they're like, I guess I'm going to freeze to death or starve to death unless I have some of that tangible commodity stuff. And the financial stuff, I guess I'll trade it. And meanwhile, the politicians, you know, they play with the little knobs, attempting to do good. And it turns out that it's very difficult for humanity, for any human being, to actually make adjustments fast enough and intricately enough so that they can do good without probably doing more harm than good. And that's where we find ourselves right now.
Saylor emphasizes that we are in the midst of economic chaos, where no traditional investment can guarantee safety. The rapid expansion and subsequent tightening of the money supply have wreaked havoc on all financial assets. Bonds, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, and even commodities like gold and silver have suffered significant losses. In contrast, tangible assets such as oil, natural gas, and food have seen price surges, highlighting the disparity between financial and tangible asset performance. Bitcoin stands out as a beacon of stability and growth potential. Despite its volatility, Bitcoin's decentralized and secure nature offers a compelling alternative to traditional financial assets. Saylor points out that the rapid adjustments in monetary policy by central banks have further destabilized markets, making it challenging for investors to find reliable safe havens. Bitcoin, with its fixed supply and resistance to inflation, presents a unique opportunity for preserving and growing wealth. Please like and subscribe my channel.